Okay, so let's talk about Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. This isn't just some story. It's a book that's become this global phenomenon. It's touched millions of lives. It's basically a modern fable all about following your dreams. So for this explainer, we're going to dive in and really unpack the very start of this incredible magical journey. I mean, just think about that for a second. This question, it's really the heart of the whole book. It wants you to consider this kind of wild idea. What if those deep down feelings, those things you've always wanted, what if they aren't random at all? What if they're actually a calling, like a map pointing you to a destiny that's just for you? And look, it's not just us saying it. You've got people like Madonna, world leaders, they've all praised its wisdom. But what's really fascinating to me is that this huge literary sensation, it had one of the quietest, most unlikely starts you could possibly imagine. Seriously, you heard that right. It took 6 months to sell the second copy, and it was to the same person who bought the first one. The book was a total commercial flop at first. I mean, his publisher even dropped him. But the amazing thing is, Coelho never gave up. He didn't lose faith because he knew deep down that writing this exact story was his own personal legend. He was literally living the book's message before anyone else even got to read it. All right, section 1, the shepherd's recurring dream. So let's meet our hero. His name is Santiago. He's a young shepherd out in the fields of Andalusia in Spain. And honestly, for the most part, he's a pretty happy guy. Santiago's world is, simple. It's predictable. It's comforting. He's got his sheep, he's got his books. And fun fact, he actually chose to be a shepherd because he wanted to travel and see the world, not become a priest like his parents wanted. So for him, his flock, being able to read, that open road, yeah, those are his real treasures. Then something starts to change. This dream keeps coming back, night after night. In the dream, a little kid takes him all the way to the Egyptian pyramids and tells him, hey, you're going to find a hidden treasure there. And bam, there it is, the call to adventure. This isn't just some random dream. It's like this persistent whisper pulling him towards something he doesn't understand yet. And the most frustrating part, the dream always ends right before he sees where the treasure actually is. So maddening, right? He knows the place, but not the spot. So he goes to see this gypsy woman, a dream interpreter, and she gives him like the most unhelpful advice ever. She just tells him to go to Egypt. That's it. He walks away feeling more confused than before, pretty much ready to just forget the whole thing. So let's move on to section 2, wisdom from a king. Right when Santiago is about to throw in the towel on this whole dream thing, something happens. A chance encounter that changes absolutely everything. He's sitting on a bench, and this old man comes and sits next to him. And trust me, this guy is way more than he looks. He says his name is Melchizedek and that he's a king. Wow. So this is the first big piece of wisdom the king drops, and it is powerful. He's basically calling out this idea that we're all just victims of fate, that we have no control. He calls it the world's greatest lie. What he's really telling Santiago is, hey kid, you have a choice here. And then the king introduces the biggest idea in the whole book, the personal legend. He says it's that thing you have always wanted to do. And he says that when we're young, we all know what our personal legend is. It's that huge dream you have before life and other people start telling you it's silly or impossible. And here it is. This is probably the most famous line from the entire book, and for good reason. It's the king's big promise. It's this incredible statement of faith saying that if you really want something, if you commit to your dream, the entire universe will literally conspire to help you get it. So, to really hammer this point home, the king tells him this little story. A boy is given a spoon with 2 drops of oil and told to walk around a beautiful palace, but he can't spill the oil. The first time, he's so focused on the spoon, he doesn't see any of the amazing things in the palace. The second time, he looks at all the marvels, but oops, he spills the oil. The lesson? The drops of oil are like your main purpose, your responsibilities. The palace is all the beauty and wonder of life's journey. You can't just focus on one and ignore the other. The real secret to happiness is finding that balance. Okay, on to section 3, the price of a legend. Now, of course, all this kingly wisdom isn't free. There's a catch. The king asks for payment, and it's a payment that's going to force Santiago to make a choice he can't take back. He wants 1/10 of his sheep. So here it is, the classic crossroads. On one hand, you've got everything he knows, comfort, familiarity, his flock, even the merchant's daughter he has a crush on. And on the other hand, the total unknown. An adventure based on a dream and a promise from some mysterious old guy. It's that timeless battle, right? Security versus adventure. Man, you can just feel a weight of this moment, can't you? Standing there in front of that ticket window to Africa. That's not just a window. It's a doorway to a world he's never seen, to his dream. This isn't just buying a ticket. It's him deciding to trade his entire life for a maybe. He has to give up everything he actually has for something he might find. And he does it. He makes the jump, he sells his sheep, the very thing that defined him, and he buys that ticket. He has officially crossed the threshold. There is absolutely no turning back now. Section 4, Lost in a New World. So Santiago gets to Tangier, in Morocco. And I mean, everything is different. The language, the culture, the way people act, it's all completely alien to him. The adventure is officially on, and you just know the hard parts are coming. And the first big test comes almost immediately. He's barely been there a few hours. He meets this guy who seems super friendly, offers to be his guide, and Santiago trusts him. And then wham, the guy takes all of his money and just vanishes. Just like that. In one single moment, he's left with nothing, absolutely nothing, in a country where he doesn't know anyone. This is it. This is his rock bottom. He's alone in this empty market. All his money is gone, and he just breaks down and weeps. He feels like God has been totally unfair, like chasing your dreams is just a stupid idea that leads to disaster. All he's got left in the world are his jacket, a book, and these two weird stones the old king gave him, Urim and Thummim. But right there, in the middle of all that despair, he has this flash of insight. It's a tough pill to swallow, but he realizes he wasn't just some poor victim. His own naivete, his own desire to see the good in people, made him vulnerable. He wanted to believe that friendly stranger was a good guy, so he just ignored all the red flags. It's a painful lesson, for sure, but a really important one. But then he feels the stones in his pocket, and they remind him of the king and his promise. And right there, he makes another huge choice. He realizes he has two ways to look at this. He can see himself as a poor, helpless victim, or he can see himself as an adventurer who's just faced his first big challenge. It's all about perspective. So, what are the big takeaways from this first leg of his journey? Well, they're pretty huge. He learns that trust has to be earned, that sometimes misfortune is the toughest teacher you'll ever have, and that the path to your treasure, it's not going to be easy. But maybe most importantly, he learns that you always have the power to choose how you see your own story. Look, Santiago's journey is really just getting started here, but it already makes you stop and think about your own life, doesn't it? It leaves us with this one big question. The universe might be sending you signs, these little omens pointing you towards your own treasure. The real question is, are you listening? Are you paying attention?